it became obvious that I was not going to be the mayor of the township of Wellesley because I lost by 23 votes. But when you think about 23 votes, that's actually 12 people, that if 12 people had shifted their position from one candidate to the other, it was 12 people in a community of 11,000 that could have shifted the decision-making process there.
People say, well, I don't vote. And I always correct them and say, no, you actually do vote. And then I say, no, I don't go and I don't mark a ballot. Well, you actually are voting. What you're doing is you're making someone else's vote twice as powerful because the system is set up for us all to vote. So when someone doesn't vote, you're just making the votes of those people who do vote more powerful.
The reality of being an elected official is there are a lot of meetings, there are a lot of reports, there's a lot of reading to do each week. People think that we only meet as council members every other week, but the reality is there's a lot of meetings in between.
That's just one of the jobs within our areas. We have engineers that help design our roads and our sidewalks.
There's lots of jobs in municipal government that people can do that are highly varied. I mean, there's people who work in the recreation department who make chillers work to make ice in arenas and drive around on Zambonis to make sure the ice quality is perfect for a hockey game.
Firefighters, we've got public works guys that plow roads, accountants that deal with the accounting side of things.
There's people who work in the public works department who do very complicated water treatment processes to make sure that water is safe to drink. There's personal support workers who work in our long-term care facilities looking after elderly patients. There's all kinds of jobs.
We had just moved to Ingersoll and the town was hiring for a human resources coordinator. I was fortunate enough to be hired for that position and so began my municipal career, and it's exposed me to a world of opportunity that I did not know existed. I started taking some courses to learn more about the public sector, and then a few years later I was given the opportunity to become clerk.
I am the deputy mayor of Ingersoll, and this is my first term serving as a politician for my community. I've always been interested in politics, so I've always kind of kept tabs as a voter and as a resident, but when I started to think about entering it as a candidate and as a politician, I got involved in some municipal campaign schools. So just how you would be able to go to swimming lessons to learn how to swim, there are municipal campaign schools that can actually teach you how to campaign. We actually started a campaign school here in Oxford.
One of the great things about being mayor or being in local government is that you can have a true impact on your community, more so than probably any other level of government. Every decision we make is impacted locally, and it actually changes people's lives for the best.
You know, there are a lot of challenges working in government settings. There's a lot of compromise, a lot of working together with different groups, and so it may not be a clear path to some of the goals that you set.
Change is hard in government, but if you think about it, it should be. In 2023, in Oxford County, in Ontario, in Canada, this is pretty good. And if you think about it look at the whole globe and the whole history of humanity, we're probably right. Forget 1%, we're in the 0.0000001% of how good people have had it. You have to work really hard to convince other elected officials and the public that the policy that you want to advocate for, the change that you want to advocate for is worthwhile. These things can be done, it's just hard work. But I think that's similar to lots of jobs. If you want to just show up to work and get a paycheck and go home, then you don't have to work hard, but you're not going to achieve much. But if you want to actually get things done in your job, if you put effort into it, you get results out. So I think a lot of people, when they look at government, they say, I didn't put effort in and I didn't get the change that I wanted. Well, that's the same with everything in life. But if you put the effort in, my experience has been quite the opposite. You can achieve stunning results if you're willing to really do the work and get the changes that you want for your community.
A lot of communities have the opportunity for youth to get involved in advising members of council. So in the city of Woodstock, we have a youth advisory committee that is made up of high school students who sit with a member of council to talk about what are the issues that young people are facing in our community, from education, from volunteering, from access to transit. And so I would encourage you to find out what are those opportunities in your community. Could you sit on the recreation committee? Could you sit on the youth advisory committee? Could you volunteer? There's so many ways to get involved. Those opportunities would also count towards your volunteer hours in graduating for high school.
For more information on Behind Our Industries and how you can take advantage of the job opportunities that are available, visit workinoxford.ca. Or even better, speak with your teacher or guidance counselor about co-ops, OYAP, or apprenticeships that might interest you.